Hello. I want to be very clear with you guys. If you love your family, if you are any age, you need to do estate planning. You need to get life insurance. You need to plan. If in case you pass away or if your children pass away, you need to be responsible for that in your life. I'm totally giving you a smackdown. So what's happened this week, as does often in my line of work, hence selling life insurance for 20 years, I've had a few life insurance claims, and I want to just remind you guys why it's so important to talk to someone about life insurance. Go talk to a life insurance licensed advisor, or a certified financial planner, but go talk to someone and make sure you have proper coverage. And if you just have coverage through work at your job, your job, your career job, that's not gonna cut it, because guess what? You guys know we change careers 6 times, and every time you leave, you're leaving a job, you have no coverage. You need to own your own life insurance policy. You also need to own it on your children. Yes, you guys need to hear me. This is not gruesome, and I'm gonna preach this till the cows come home. If you've worked with families who've lost children, it is so important to get life insurance on children. If you can, again, with all life insurance, you need to qualify for it. And I'm just so passionate about this because you guys, I'm dealing with it right now. I'm dealing with people's lives who are not just facing the worst time in their life, like the worst day of your life, when your best friend dies, when your husband dies, when your wife dies, when your partner dies, when your children passes away and predeceases you. You need to make sure you have something in place, because there is going to be emotional distress. You do not want to have financial distress on top of your emotional distress. When you have to worry about money, you don't get to take the time to heal, you guys. This is a very serious conversation I'm having right now, and I'm kind of smacking it down because I am walking with people through these things. It's so important. You don't know what's going to happen, and why is life insurance important? Even if you're multi-millionaire, because insurance goes outside of the estate. It goes like paid out within like 2 weeks to a month. Like, it happens really fast, whereas bank accounts can totally get frozen. And I've seen it happen even on the estates. You guys listen very carefully. On the estates where you have all your T's crossed and all your I's dotted, it will still be held up. There's always something or anyone or something or some bank or some institution or some person who can hold up your estate. Even anyone can come in and make a claim on that estate, and it can hold it up. Like, you guys, even our courts here in Alberta, I know we're backed up 3 months, 9 months for certain things with the courts. So it's so important to make sure, even though you have everything planned out, it's important to have some way of getting cash on hand and getting that money to your family. But the other part of it, if you don't have the assets, is to have life insurance to help provide for your family. You love them. You have a wife and you have a kid and you have a husband, and now you're not working because you're not around to help raise that kid. I think life insurance, you guys, and I'm going to be a complete cow about this, but I think it should be mandatory for anyone who has a child under 18 in Canada. And I would fight that. I would take that right to the Supreme Court and put that into law, because you need to provide for your child to the age of 18, and most people don't. And the worst part is, you guys, when you're young, you can get insurance for like $20-$30 a month. It is not expensive. So right now I'm probably preaching to the choir, but if you are listening to this and you don't even have life insurance right now, I really want you guys to call me. Sure, I'll put a plug in for me. Sure, I'm happy to do life insurance. I do life insurance all day long, because you guys, it's so important. Can I tell you who's buying life insurance? I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Who's buying life insurance? It isn't the people who don't have money. It's the people who have money. That's who's buying the policies. We're selling, multi-million-dollar policies to people who understand the power of what insurance does. If you've had to deal with someone's estate, you know the power of insurance. You know what a nightmare it is when someone passes away. It is stressful, and if you could cut a check for $5,000 or $10,000 to a lawyer or someone to clean up that estate, you would in a heartbeat, because being an executor and dealing with an estate is the crappiest job in the world. It really is. It is something you don't want to bestow on your best friend. You don't. But sometimes you have to, and you have to go through that. But money makes that easier. Money makes it easier to cope emotionally. It does. Guys, I don't care. I know it's not all about the money, but sometimes it's about the money when it comes to death. Unfortunately, it's about the money. You want to bring out all the crazies? Yeah, you have someone die and everyone wants to claim on the multi-million-dollar estates. It's a real thing. So that is all I have to say to you. And it's like my passion, my purpose, one of my purpose things, but it's so important, you guys, when we're leaving our legacy. I always say live your legacy. Part of living your legacy is absolutely making your family is prepared for. I have life insurance. I practice what I preach. I have a will. Although I do need to update it. I was thinking about that today because I need to add a few things into it. But I do have a will, and I do have insurance on my children. You guys want to hear the coolest, craziest story? And this is so important too. The government of Canada funded my life insurance policy on my children, okay? You know what that means? They gave me the child tax credit and I spent it on life insurance for my kids. And you want to hear the funniest part of all of it? My grandchildren will have a $500,000 to $1 million estate by the time my children pass away when they are 80 or 90 or 100, however long they live. My grandchildren will have an estate because I did planning when my kids were born, and it cost me $50 or $100 a month. Like, we're talking peanuts, you guys. You can do amazing things in this world. You can change other people's lives. You can change generations to come, like change the trajectory of your family's life with life insurance. It is seriously one of the cheapest investments you can make, especially if you happen to die young and you want to keep, a roof over your head. You want to keep your kids going to the same school. You need to do some planning. You also need to do estate planning if you're older. There are ways and assets and investments that bypass the estate. You guys don't get what that means. That means you can't have your money in a bank. There are ways around that. There are things outside of the banking world that you need to explore, you need to ask questions about. And you need to talk to me or whatever, or find someone who you trust. But I encourage you to go do that. So that is my rant for today. Wow. And here I was going to come on and just be like, yeah, so no, I'm totally in a ranty mood because you guys, it's important. This is important stuff. And these are important conversations we need to be having. And a lot of times we're not having. So that's my story for today. I love you guys, and I know you love your families, and I want you guys to show them that by taking the practical step of making sure you have your will, some life insurance, and things organized and planned properly. So that is my message for you today, and it's so important. And I don't know, I just want to tell you guys this too. 2 hours. It will take you 2 hours to get this organized. It'll take you about an hour with a lawyer to do a will, and it'll take about an hour with me to do some life insurance and get some planning in place. 2 hours, you guys. That's it. 2 hours, and you will change your family's trajectory. Think about that. You do not have time to spend to help your family, right? Do you get what I'm saying? My double negatives, I can't do double negatives because I don't know where we're at with them. I lose track, but you guys get what I'm saying. You have to spend this time, and you will never regret doing this work. Trust me. So that's my rant. Love you guys. Have a great day. And don't forget to live your legacy.